is coughing and wheezing and sneezing and sweating all over everybody. A lot of people got sick.
On October 1st, the president announced he had contracted COVID, claiming the positive test result came back within the hour. He was hospitalized the next day. What a lie. Trump released a statement yesterday calling the story, quote, fake news. And Mark Meadows, who, mind you, wrote the book.
He wrote the book. We got this from you. Mark, thank you. We got this from you. You wrote the book. Okay? And so just because Trump goes, hey, this is fake news, you don't have to be like Mike Pence when he puts water on the floor.
Nervous twitch.
You put water on the floor, but you did. And this is what it looked like to America.
The timing is interesting, though. You have to admit. I mean, was it even a week later that they choppered him to Walter Reed and the president was very sick?
Yeah, listen, any time that we look at things and we look at tests and we look at what happened, it's certainly that's what I outline in the book and talk about that Walter Reed visit.
I would absolutely love some ranch dressing with that word salad. That would go down very well. Just that height of recklessness. And again, yeah, this happened a while ago, but they're admitting, again, this is the thing, you know he's lying all the time. But they're admitting now a year later that lie.
Well, that footage where Savannah Guthrie is interviewing him and interrogating him, when did you test positive? And that he just so coolly, not coolly because he still is, you know.
Sort of sweaty.
Yes, but just blatantly lies.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how, I mean, when my baby had COVID, I got an email from the state of New York that was very draconian and almost threatening and telling us that we had to stay inside our house and this and that, and we could face penalty of law.
Right.
But Donald Trump, no consequences.
Rules don't apply.
Well, remember,
he doesn't think that the rules apply to him. None of his people think the rules apply to him. They don't even think election. I'm serious. They don't. Yeah. They don't think election results apply. If their feelings are hurt, then they can do whatever they want to do. If science doesn't break their way, they can whine and call somebody a Nazi. If you test positive for a test, you just don't do it. And have your family out there without any masks on.
And everyone around him is absolutely terrified of him. Because remember, the reporting in the book, again, from Mark Meadows, was that the White House physician called Meadows and said, hey, the president just tested positive for COVID. Do not let him get on that plane. And no one would say that to him. They called him once he was on the plane, and he goes, oh, that's terrible, and went on with the day's events, and then the next day and the next day with Gold Star families and everything else. But you do wonder, Jonathan Lemire, what it takes to be a man to go on TV, to have written the words in the book and be so terrified that not only did Mark Meadows go on and call his own book fake news, or the reporting on it fake news, he retweeted Donald Trump calling his story fake news. Writes the
Seriously,
book.
Come on.
By Donald Trump.
You talk about. We talked last week about this. What's the guy with the little neck? What's his name?
Oh, Josh Hawley.
Josh Hawley. He has that war on masculinity or whatever.
Very worried about that.
He's very worried about that.
He feels it personally.
As I said, real men don't even notice there's a war on masculinity. But these guys, can I say that here? Can I say that? These guys that put their masculinity, look at him.
Okay, Joe.
Oh, my God.
Careful.
So anyway, these guys that put their masculinity in a lockbox for Donald Trump.
Okay.
There's another body part I'd like to use that Rush Limbaugh used. I won't use it here in the morning.
Something about a blind trust, right?
Yeah, exactly. Their testicles in a lockbox.
There you go.
So anyway,
we got there.
Yeah. So anyway, Jonathan Lemire, you wanted to add something.
Nothing about that.
Okay.
But certainly this is an unusual book promotion strategy for Mark Meadows to deny everything that you wrote.
I suck. Everything I wrote is wrong.
But there is a more serious point here. Is that, again, this is the Trump's pressure and intimidation for the levers of government. Because just remember, that doctor who you just mentioned who said, hey, you shouldn't get on the plane, a couple days later, that same White House physician lied to reporters outside Walter Reed Medical Center. I was part of that news conference. We pressed him on the president's condition, on the president's oxygen levels, and he flat out lied to the press. And therefore, the American public, when the president of the United States, at least at that moment, was in Walter Reed Hospital and seriously ill. Yes. So it's the consequences here are significant beyond Mark
and by
Meadows
the
being
way,
we pay those salaries.
Right.
They owe American people. They owe us the truth.
Yes. And they just keep lying. And by the way, remember, there was a doctor there who actually, a very respected doctor, who tweeted out that he was resigning because it was so obvious they were lying to the American people. Speaking of lying to the American people, now this is a story. I forgot about this story. I'm not going to